Hey guys, good afternoon. Thanks for checking out another BAM live stream here. Meteorologist Michael Clark with BAMWX.com. Boy, I tell you, we have been working on getting this thing up and running for a little bit. Brett and I are not the the gurus with the live stream software, that's for sure. So hey, we had a weekend storm come through. What a mess it was. We've got more systems in the forecast. We've got a lot to dissect. I just kind of wanted to come on here and talk with you guys a little bit about what's up and coming. All right, so our lightning software, lightning data worked out awesome this weekend. For those of you who are on it, it's really, really cool stuff. But again, we're putting in a location. All right, we're setting up range rings for alerts that come directly to your cell phone. They look just like this. They tell you how close the lightning is, okay? They light up the ring at 30, 20, 10 miles. They also plot severe thunderstorm warnings, address specific. It's awesome for those of you that are in the event industry, schools, festivals, fairs, anything. This is high resolution, real-time lightning. This is not some kind of fly-by-night free service. This is really good stuff, and it's really cool. You get these images sent to your phone within seconds of issuance, seconds of lightning occurring. It's pretty neat stuff. So share it with your friends. Talk about it. Hey, let's take a look here. This was all of the warnings that were issued over the weekend. Tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings. You can see some states here like Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas. Some of these states were covered. Almost everybody in the state experienced a severe thunderstorm warning here this weekend. A heck of a storm system. And really the primary reason as to why the storm on the north end just did not go so well. A lot of it was moisture starved. A lot of the energy was all down here. So it was basically taking the energy from the northern end, pulling it down to the south where all this convection, lightning, wind, and all that stuff was located. We had a multi-day really severe weather outbreak. It was really, though, in the form of severe weather reports in terms of wind. Now, on the first day here on the 10th, we did have a couple tornadoes in southwestern Missouri, over towards portions of Arkansas, eastern Texas. All right, but mainly you can see it was a wind event. There were over 300 severe weather reports on the 10th, and then going out here to the 11th as the front slid to the east. Again, these were over 400 wind reports here in the southeast and the mid-Atlantic, the southern mid-Atlantic. You remember we talked about this, again on Friday night when we said, hey, all this stuff, all this energy to the south, all this convection, it's all pulling away from the northern end of the energy, and that's why this snowstorm looked like this in terms of verification. This is a look at how much snow actually fell, and it is far from what the models had advertised. All right, you can see places in here just struggling to even reach 6 inches of snow. The far northern portions of Michigan got a little over 6 inches, but over towards Wisconsin, central Iowa, just a very splotchy, unorganized, really kind of low-end event. And there was indications of this looking at our meteorological soundings when we look at our SKU-Ts, and we see that there was a lack of saturation in our dendritic growth zone on the north end of this. Again, the lack of saturation is just because we think we pulled all the energy away from it down here with the severe weather events in the deep south. So something to consider, whenever you see storms where we're advertising snow, but we've got a heck of a severe weather event advertised to the south end of it, you have to consider that may be a moisture robber, if you will, a thief. That you look at the 7-day precip numbers, these are impressive, up from Michigan, Indiana, down to Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, down into northeast Texas, eastern Oklahoma. This was a swath of 3 or 4 inches of rain or more. Some flooding going on. The rivers here across central Indiana and Illinois and just kind of exploding at the seams here, if you will. Fields covered with water. It's a heck of a flood event here looking at 7-day rainfall numbers. So let's take a look here, just kind of what's coming. What I've shown here is the GFS ensembles. All right, so if you have questions about the weekend storm, try to hold them off here just until the end, because I do want to get with you on those. I want to answer those questions for you, because there is a storm in the charts here Friday night and into Saturday. We do believe we are going to be looking at some type of precipitation, whether it's, rain, snow, sleet, hail, maybe, I don't know. It could be anything at this rate, but we do have a general idea. This is a look at the GFS ensembles. And the GFS ensembles, so what happens is these models, you have the everyday run-to-run models that you look at, we call the operational runs. Well, this model here, these are the individual ensembles. So there's technically 20 different possible outcomes or different members that initialize off slightly different conditions that can give us an idea of what may happen with a storm track. So you can see this storm initiating out in Colorado and slowly sliding to the east here Friday into Saturday before transferring energy off to the east coast and setting up a big east coast possible New England snowstorm. Note the grays up here to the north and east. The big area of high pressure centered just north and east of the storm as it slides across the central U.S. The big area of high pressure up here is an indicator or a risk that possibly we're going to be dealing with ice. A thin, narrow corridor of ice across the central U.S. is certainly in the cards at this moment. But what's interesting about this storm that doesn't have me as worried about the last storm is the fact we're not forecasting a huge severe weather outbreak down here. We've got the Arctic highs in place, we've got the cold air sources in place, and we've got a good ensemble agreement at this distance that there could be some storms we may be dealing with here. So let's take a look at this. This is the GFS ensemble mean, the forecast of where the storm may come that originates here again in Colorado, skirts to the east. Look at the mixed bag of precipitation here along the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic, and then all snow in the northeast and in New England. Probably a pretty decent solution there, probably a nice snow coming. But you know, if you're in St. Louis, you may deal with all 4 different types of precip Thursday into Friday. It may start as snow, it may go to sleet, freezing rain, and then to rain. Now again, exactly where this low pressure center tracks, you watch it right here, exactly where it tracks is going to have a big impact on exactly where the rain, snow, ice, sleet line sets up. Traditionally, historically if you will, these Colorado lows favor a nice I-70 snow event across the Ohio Valley and into the northeast. That doesn't mean that's always going to happen, but traditionally that's what we see with these. And it's interesting to note that these ensemble members that I talked about, they are much further south with their low pressure storm tracks than the operational model of the GFS is. The GFS is taking that low up across Chicago into Detroit and bringing all rain into the area. So it's certainly interesting to note some of these members see that normal type behavior we would expect from that Colorado low, if you will. So we will be watching it. It is something we are certainly going to be keeping a very close eye on. This is a look at all those ensemble members and where it wants to take all that snow. There's multiple different outcomes. Again, we don't have the exact answers right now, but we know there's a storm system there, and we know that it's something that we need to watch. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take your questions and see if I can't come up with some kind of solution for you here as we get late week into the weekend. But regardless, we do want to watch for a storm. We want to watch for one that could offer up multiple types of precip. You can see there are some solutions here that do offer up snow across the Ohio Valley. But there are multiple solutions that are also north of that, and they're more of a rain suggestion than they are a snow. At this distance, we are concerned with the potential of ice. So we will have to monitor that. All right, so in my Facebook memories from 1 year ago, we were out sledding. I'm not complaining. All right, yeah, sledding would be nice, but we're not going to be doing that anytime soon. Do we have a time frame like Friday, day, afternoon, or evening? Brittany asks. It looks like Friday evening into Saturday as of right now. That will fine tune. We'll adjust that. Stacy says, bring it to Columbus. I'll try. Corey says, what day is the ice in the Indy area? Again, maybe Friday night into Saturday. Again, this is a possibility. Don't go around and tell everybody we're forecasting an ice storm right now. That's not what we're doing. We're giving you the potential outcomes from a storm at this distance. Any ideas on amount for snow for northern Indiana? Are we talking 6 inches or more? No. We are not. We don't have an idea on that right now. That scenario is not impossible, but that's not what we're talking about at this distance. Snow south of Columbus, Ohio might be rather unlikely. Todd, just so you know. Rob Stout says, Michael, do we have the southern jet pumping moisture up? A little bit. Yeah, there's a southern jet there a little bit. Let's see. Joy says, why are we unable to have temps that freeze the ground the last couple of years? Well, in the short of it is that we just don't have a cold air source. It's on the other side of the planet. The polar vortex is in Russia instead of North America. But it will be over here for a time, all right, this go around. So that's why that there are some solutions, again, that are producing, snow, colder outcomes. Again, if you're in the Northeast and New England, I like it. I like your potential up here. There's good potential for a good snow up here. If you're over here, you may have to deal with all different kinds of precipitation here this weekend. It's just the way it goes. Okay. All right, no 70 and sunny, please. I cannot do that for you, Jennifer. I'm sorry. Amy, are we talking about Indy? Sure. I mean, you can look at this map, guys, and see where we're talking. Again, the general potential outcome from this system. Again, just watch it originate here. You can see this move across. Everybody gets in a little bit of something here late week. So, any guesses on snow accumulations for Akron, Canton, Ohio? Tim? No, sir. I do not have any guesses on snow accumulation. All right. We may be talking about rain. What day will you be able to start eliminating possibilities on what could happen for the weekend? We'll start doing that Wednesday, Thursday in our detailed forecast to our clients there on the website. You can inquire, info@bamwx.com. I'll have somebody in the other room throw that in the chat so you guys can see the link to inquire. Broke record high temperature in Pittsburgh last weekend. The record was 103 years ago, so it was global warming. Yeah, I don't think it's global warming, climate change, sure, but that's for another day. All right. Steve Harmon, how you doing? Thanks for watching. All right. Snow can stay anywhere from Indy. Be good by me. Jake says, do people not look at the map? I don't think they do, Jake. I'm not sure, though. I don't think people look at the map. That's okay. Champaign is I-74 area looks icy. Yeah, could be. All right. Travis, we know colder weather is coming. Paying for the warm weather. Travis, that's really kind of 100% inaccurate. Just because it got warm doesn't mean it's going to get cold. It does not work that way, unfortunately. What causes the polar vortex to stay in Russia as opposed to coming here like in 2014? Just a variety of things. Tropical convection, the MJO, blocking or lack thereof, and wave breaking in the North Atlantic. We have to have certain things happen in order to shift that cold around back down here. So again, we'll have it for a few days, but it's going to depart. Okay. Hello, Anita. Brandon says, how's Cleveland area snowfall? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe a few inches. No guesses on exact numbers today. Okay. No guesses on exact numbers. Winter is on the way, Diane says. Yeah, maybe for a little bit. All right, maybe for a little bit. Why are my days off always rain, snow, or no sun? I don't know, David. I'm sorry. Jerry says that Indy looks like it's in for a miserable stretch. Patrick says, I learned so much from your site. Appreciate that, Patrick. Thanks for the update. We want some snow, too. We would like some snow, Abby. Wish we could. Could you talk about your paid service in a few? What else do you offer? I would love to talk about that. Yeah, so, we offer a daily forecast that goes straight to your email. We offer access to a meteorologist 24/7, video commentary, high-resolution graphics. We offer text updates that come straight to your cell phone that are from an actual meteorologist. We do all that stuff on a daily basis, 24/7 around the clock, and we do it for some of the largest companies in the United States. I mean, we have some very notable big-name clients that use that service. It's not a cheap service, but it's an effective one, and it's one that gets you good information when you need it. Okay, that's the big key here. So we appreciate that. The way to get in touch with us is to just shoot us an email in the comments, info@bamwx.com. Okay. Our services are geared towards businesses, commercial, business to business, B2B. We're not really geared towards the enthusiast or the normal user. That's where we kind of get up on here and try to interact with you guys more. But we don't really do a subscription towards just the hobbyist, if you will. Yeah. Do you see any true winter for this year? Not really. I don't. All right. I don't really see any true source of winter. I mean, maybe for a week or two here or there, but I just don't see anything that's promising on some durable, deep, long-lasting cold and multiple winter storms. It's just not looking good right now. Travis says, good thing I live in Battleground. Be in Indy for the women's basketball tourney in Indy in March. By the way, IU sucks. Go Purdue. Travis, I don't really have anything nice to say to that. I'm not going to say anything at all. Mitch, how you doing? Good to see you. Alicia, I love learning about it, and you guys are so nice. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. We have a good time on the live streams. We love to interact, but we also don't tolerate the the crap either. Yeah, so we'll call you out and let you know, don't act that way or get off the stream. Or we'll have a great time and we'll educate you and we'll interact with you. So I appreciate that. Honesty is what you get here. If you don't like it, don't watch the stream. Okay. So hey, looks like we've got. Hopefully I answered your question, Kathy. That's a bit about it for today. Again, just wanted to cover there is a storm system. There are multiple computers that do suggest we are going to be dealing with some type of wintry storm here this weekend. Whether it's snow, sleet, ice, a mix of, or rain, we just don't know yet. But we have a favorable setup for there to be a supply of cold air for somebody to get a notable storm here Friday into Saturday. So we will watch that, okay? Go back, watch the video earlier on if you want to watch for the details. Dusty, you said, what does Chicago look like this weekend? It could be a nice little storm. So that's all I got, guys. I appreciate you watching the stream today and interacting with us. Share it with your friends, and we'll catch you tomorrow.